that says swear allegiance to me, I'm running out of town.
Yeah, that'll be the end of it for you. We're all leaving town if that happens. Why is Windows asking me questions? Okay, Windows, do your little survey later. Dumb thing. All right, let's do it. Here goes. This is it. We begin. Oh, I have to turn that off. Hold on. Okay, we begin in 3, 2. Wait, am I recording? Not to leave everybody wanting. Okay, yeah, we are. We're good. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hello, one and all, and welcome back to There Will Be Dungeons from ThereWillBeDungeons.com with Scott, Bo, Kristen, Kyle, and John. And we're happy to be here to bring you yet another edition of the show. This is session 52. Thank you to everyone who's shown up live, and if you're not here live, that's okay. We're happy to be giving you the show in whatever way you consume it. Speaking of consumption, I am enjoying this episode. A cup of There Will Be Dungeons signature tea blend Nash Maggard's Firebolt. Cinnamon Orange Rubios Herbal, and it's very, very good. If you like cinnamon, highly recommend this tea. You can find more at phoenixpearltea.com/TWBD. Also, we read your emails before we get things too started around here, and I'll start with this one. This came to us via the website. Just go there to therewillbedungeons.com and hit the contact link. Alex wrote in, and he says this. Couple of things in his subject. Congrats to Kristen and Kyle, and Buttons and Bubbles foreshadowing. Says this. First of all, a massive congratulations to Kristen and Kyle. Me and my partner could not be happier for the two of you. So there you go. That's your big shout out there. As the first time writing in, I feel obliged to say thank you each and every time and each and every one of you for all your fantastic content you put out. Being a long-term TWBD Into the Nexus core and all-around Scott Johnson listener, I owe each and every one of you so much for the fantastic content you brought us, the listeners over the years. Keep kicking ass, each and every one of you. Now, to Buttons. Bo, this is probably mostly for you. I'd been doing a re-listen and found a really interesting snippet in episode 26. Prior to Hope and Stanley doing in the Pixie Blush addled scout sent to scout out the Liberators' camp in the mountains, he goes on what sounds like a drug-fueled tirade, but specifically mentions talking a cat. I think he meant taking a cat with a mechanical leg. Wasn't sure if this was supposed to be the one and the only Buttons that. Man, this is weird the way it's written. Sorry. Wasn't sure if I was the only one that missed all this at the time, but it seems like it could have been tipped off as to Bubbles' intentions alignment much earlier in our Heroes of the Waste journey. Amazing world building, Bo. P.S. Nash Maggard. I thought of a great name if you ever go back to mocking Dian Talus. You should call him Dirty Phallus. So that's pretty good. I like that.
I grant him inspiration for that.
Okay, yeah. Nicely done. What say you about Buttons?
I think he's talking about Slippery Brent, right?
Yes, Slippery Brent is correct.
The one that fell.
The one you guys sort of merged shamefully.
Sort of.
You gotta. This was pre-Dian Talus, John.
I know. Stanley has a little harder edge back then.
If I remember correctly, you smashed his head in with a rock, like some kind of Lord of the Flies character.
It did look like he fell.
You know what is weird? I went back and watched Deadwood. That literally happens in Deadwood.
Really?
Yes. There is a person on a hill that gets pushed off and doesn't die, and then they smack their head against the ground to make it look like an accident.
Oh, right. I remember that now. Oh my gosh.
I had no idea I was copying Deadwood with that.
Well, who would have known? Subconscious.
Well, maybe. Slippery Brent was somewhat based off the heroin guy from Deadwood, so there you go.
That's good to know. Well, there you go. Oh, by the way, he writes in from, Alex writes in from South Wales, UK. So nice, very foreign email.
UK, the exotic,
undiscovered lands of the UK. Anyway, we appreciate your feedback here on the show. You're encouraged to send us more. Go to ThereWillBeDungeons.com and hit the contact link. And as always, check out our line of teas. There's a whole line of it over at phoenixpearltea.com/TWBD. And there are links on our website as well at ThereWillBeDungeons.com. All right.
And tell us what you're drinking.
Oh, I did. Didn't I? Didn't I tell everybody?
Well, I'm talking to the audience, but yes, you can too.
No,
You said you're drinking your Firebolt.
Yeah, I told the audience that too. Oh, you mean tell the audience to tell us?
I mean the audience. Tell us.
Got
Tell
it.
us what you're drinking.
Got it.
Send us your photos.
Got
of
it.
You just sipping the tea.
I thought Bo drifted off or something and forgotten that I had already mentioned it. But no, he's right. We want to know what teas you
Shouldn't
like.
we read an email now, Scott?
And that's it, everybody. See you next week for episode 53. No, I'm just kidding. Instead, I'm handing the keys to this bus over to Bo, who will now take it away. Bo?
Oh, I believe we forgot.
Oh, shit.
One thing.
I will now hand the keys over to Kristen, who will sum up last week's adventures here on There Will Be Dungeons. Kristen.
Last time on There Will Be Dungeons, aviators obfuscated her ogles. The converted Kefeli questioned their cause as the Gem of Tides was turned in, hydration healed. Hope filled her in on her family and the quest to keep the keep. Keep the keep? But it was Kefeli who had culled the curse through the awe of Andriesta, and it was Kefeli who would keep her capacity. The bunch could bend and benefit, though. Hope, deeming the danger of the den, bowed, veiledly vowing to seek vengeance. Nash, nervous, kneeled. Varel, raging, refused. Stanley, strong in his struggle, stood tall. The battle broke out. Kefeli took to a torrent of tides, mutating into a metal monster that started shooting Snake Serai out to subdue. Varel created a crack in the wall of water but passed into petrification. Hope stood on the sidelines, blasting bullets that melted the metal maid, mangling her friends. Nash denatured into a dragon, towering over the tiny truant, taking petrification peaks without perishing. And Stanley snuck around to surprise her, forcing her to feast upon her own fierce face, sealing her stony story. Anguish and agony rang out through the room as one wandering watch petrified Hope. Now with two of the team transformed, it was up to Stanley and Nash to consolidate a cure. All seemed sunk until Stanley struck upon the basilisk they had bashed before. Down into the depths they dove, obtaining the obligate organ, then up to Nobieri's nook where they combined the components called for to craft a cure. To their stony sidekicks they went and freed them from the firm fastening of fatality. Nothing now stood between them and the throne room. They ran rapidly until they were strong-armed into stopping, surrounded by stupendous pixies. Then whipping out of the wall tore tentacles fitted to the froghemoth, now knocked up on pounds and pounds of potent pixie blush. It feasted on the Fae, then set its sights on our stars. Now rejoin our heroes as they go toe-to-tentacle with a bugged-out beast from below, and who knows what else, within the final levels of the Tainted Teat.
Ooh, the Tainted Teat. Ain't nobody want a tainted teat, Bo.
No, they do not. Audio listeners who don't like loud yelling, please remove your headphones for a second.
Wait.
Roll for initiative!
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Is that where we were? Shit.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ill prepared for this. Hold on. For some reason, my flashlight has been on for the last 2 hours. Okay, good. That's great. Today's going good. All right. 14.
Okay. 14 for Nash.
13.
13 for Stanley today.
20 total.
20 for Vorel.
23.
Oh,
my.
wow. 23 for Hope. I put this in the wrong part of the paper. Okay, and we will put the Froghemoth in there. Okay, so you guys bound the corner, see the 5 pixies fly in and face you down, and then immediately get scooped up by tentacles that break in on either side of the keep. And then the roof collapses in before you, and you see open through the roof the Froghemoth 50 times its size, changing colors from blue to yellow to red to green, and it just scoops up with its tentacles these pixies, and the pixies struggle and fight and punch, and then they appear to try to use their magic to no avail, and the Froghemoth just aren't. And the Froghemoth now has 18 eyes atop its head, and the eyes are looking everywhere, and even though it's busy eating the pixie hulks one at a time and chewing them, the other eyes are trained on you, and more tentacles. You thought you remembered it had 4, but it appears to have grown more. More tentacles reach out and fire in your direction. Hope your first act.
All right, I'm going to dodge out of the... Is there anything to hide behind? A pillar or something?
There are no pillars in this open area, but there is a corner that you can hide behind if you go down the hall you came through.
Okay, cool. I'll continue down the hall and get behind that corner.
It's also, just so you know, there's a set of doors as well in the room leading, you're not quite sure, but it's a set of very large double doors towards the back of the hall and the T-junction that you're in.
Okay, cool. I'll wait before opening those and just get to safety at the moment.
Okay. All right, so you move to safety, sort of peering around the corner, trying to escape the view of the Froghemoth. Varel, it is your turn.
All right. Have we ever fought anything this large?
No, it's huge. It's Godzilla sized. It's towering above the roof. Changing colors, sweating snot.
Well, I've never ever seen anything so glorious, so I'm going to enter my rage, give a mighty laugh, and say, Nash, Stanley, combo me, and I'll charge in.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you're going to run directly towards it at anything in particular. You can easily reach its tentacles for attacks within the same turn.
Yeah, I'd like to stay in general frontal range so that these tentacles have to go through me to the rest of the party.
Okay, perfect. So you just move ahead but don't make any attacks then?
That's a good point. No, I would like to, now that we understand reaction rolls and I can't use both basic attacks,
That's right.
I would like to close on it then. So I'll get right up in its belly.
Okay, perfect. You can, with the top of your hand, can reach the bottom of its belly because it hangs down real low. It doesn't have long legs.
Sweet, yeah, if it has a big old, like, distended sort of sack, I want to have at that.
Yeah, perfect.
Excellent.
Right at the underbelly.
Right at the distended sack.
I have at its sack.
Yeah.
With a reckless attack for the first one.
Yep.
26 to hit.
Okay. It's a hit.
Roll the second attack is a 23.
Okay. So that's 2 hits.
Yep, Moss storming it up. 10, 14 for the first hit, and 14 for the second hit, so 28 total. And then I will engage the Maw Storm blade, and I'm trying to like cut open. I just want to get covered in goo. Have at it.
Okay, perfect. So what is that? That's a saving throw for me, right? For the
Yes, it is a grapple check of 13 dexterity.
Okay, perfect. It fails. So you slice it twice with the knife, and you slice off pieces of flesh, and goopy like greeny red blood sort of spews out, and then you just sink Mosstorm in, opening up the blade to reveal the chain blade inside, and just go and a large jet of blood and snot, like snotty blood, just sort of flies out into the air above. And you're like a lumberjack working on a tree. There's just you see Varel standing, an ant compared to this thing, and just sawing its underbelly, both hands over his head, just and bringing it in. It appears not to really notice you, though. However, it doesn't change its stance.
29 total, and just
Perfect. Okay, Nash, it's your turn.
I don't even know what to, there's no the Roll20 thing's not supposed to be up, right? I'm not supposed to see anything.
It's not up yet.
Okay, all right, just making sure. Well, I'm gonna do as he requested, and I'm going to embiggen him. Okay. And I don't know that it's going to help us a lot in this scenario, given how large he is, but I'd like to do it anyway. So at level, can I do? I can. No, I can't. That's a level 2 spell. Let's do.
Yeah, I'd recommend saving some of your more important spell slots. Just
yeah. I mean, right now I'm all clear, so I'll just use one. So let's double them up. Hold on.
Must be nice. Didn't have to use knock on a million doors.
I mean, what's the? Hold on, let me think of the advantage here, because if I enlarge him,
he'll still be an ant compared to the size of this thing.
Right, and if I shrink him,
1d6 damage.
What is my perception of if I shrink the beast? Will he be?
Oh,
because half that size is a much more significant drop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know what to do.
It would be more considerable.
It is more considerable because it's a larger percentage, or it's a larger mass to percentage.
Is there a limit on the size you can cast that spell on? Or
It says enlarge. Let's see. Hold on. Reduced target size is halved. All dimensions. Its weight is reduced 1/8 of normal. Reduction decreases its size by one category.
There's
from
no limit. It doesn't sound like.
Yeah, it looks like not. So, I am gonna do that. I think we're gonna be better off doing that than not. So I will cast. You have to do a Constitution save. So hold on.
So you cast the spell, uttering the words. Did you want to say the magic words? Are there
Yes,
magic words?
I do.
Say them.
The spell might make you laugh, but you're about to be in half.
All right, and as you cast the spell out, something strange happens. The force of Mana Weave is affected around you somehow. An array of chickens springs forth from your hand, and you fire a ray of chickens. Just like a machine gun, chickens fly forth from your fingers and begin nailing the Froghemoth. And at one point, the Froghemoth notices it and opens his mouth just a little bit more and starts capturing the chickens.
Wow. So I fed him, really.
Once you realize what's been going on, you stop your spell casting, and the ray of chickens stops. Now, not all the chickens hit it, so there's chickens falling all around you as they hit the ground, and most of them die. But some of them get back up and walk real crooked from the big fall. As chickens are all around you going...
I have some chickens.
Yeah, there's chickens all over the ground right now.
What fresh hell is this? I yell. And I end my turn. Don't know what else
You have
to
a
do.
sense. You have a sense that there's due to the amount, perhaps, of pixie blush going on with this thing, some sort of perversion of the energy waves around you has caused your spells to not function properly.
Okay, so it isn't just me perceiving them as chickens; they're actually chickens.
No, actually chickens. You meant to reduce him, but you fired chickens from your fingers instead. You somehow summoned forth chickens into existence and shot them at him in a machine gun. About 50 in total.
All right. Well, if we win this fight, fresh chicken for everybody is what I'm saying. Always look on the bright side. Real food instead of bat poo and whatever shit we have in our bags. Thus
All
endeth
right,
my turn.
Stanley, what kind of shit do you have in your bags?
Oh boy, that's a great thing to find out. I am going to pull out the megaphone, and the first thing I'll do is I'll just shout through it to Varel, hoping that the amplification will get through his rage, and say, Varel, I don't think this is a fight we're going to win. And then I'm going to try to move as far away from this thing as I can. So you said we're in a T-junction right now?
That's right.
So, all right. Which way were we? Did it block the direction we were going, or did it come up the way?
No,
we
it's
were?
facing. So if you think about the T-junction, you've moved down a hallway into more of a main hallway.
Okay.
And then to your left is a set of double doors. To your right would be the hallway where you saw the pixies, and then you saw the Froghemoth break in through the castle.
Okay, so I could go back the way we came, to the left towards the double doors, or to the right towards the Froghemoth.
Or across the way down the other hall, which you can see.
Okay, which way did Hope go?
She went back. She's near you.
I will move. Jeez, I don't want to really open the double doors and potentially introduce more chaos, but maybe that would be a good thing. Before I move anyway, I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery. We'll just see if it works.
Okay.
So I will once again aim the megaphone and go... With frog legs like that, we'd never go hungry again.
And then as you cast the spell, hula hoops appear on your body.
Great.
There's one on each arm, one on your waist, and one around your neck. and you're just covered in hula hoops. You've got about 8 hula hoops all around you.
Okay, I am now going to do an awkward hula hoop style run.
It's difficult terrain if you keep the hula hoops on you because you're tangled up in them.
I'm
You
start
move at half
shaking them
speed.
off. I'm let them fall. Any
Okay.
that can fall naturally will fall.
It'll take an action to do that, to do more than one object dropping.
Okay, well then, difficult terrain me towards the double doors, I guess.
Okay, so you start shuffling towards the double doors and covered in hula hoops, and you're able to make it near the door, enough to knock on it potentially. But vicious mockery is an action, right? Not a bonus.
Yeah,
action.
it's an action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would he be able to
Like-
hear Nash go, ha! As he ran by? Or no?
Sure, sure.
So I can't open the double doors, but I'm there,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my turn then.
Okay, perfect. So then, as this all happens, you see the froghemoth go. He stops as he throws in another. He's like regurgitating, but also still eating some of the pixie hulks. And his cheeks sort of blow out really big, and then you hear a little fart from the back, and then you hear him go. Bah! And a giant tidal wave of bile with desiccated pixie blush corpses come firing out of his mouth like a tsunami. I need everyone to make a constitution save, please.
Ooh.
Can we just commit suicide right now and then never be alive? Oh my lord.
16.
Okay. Pharrell?
11.
Okay.
11.
19.
Okay, perfect. So, Hope and Vorel, you take 4 points of acid damage. Or sorry, 2 points of acid damage, not 4, it's 2. 2 points of acid damage as the stomach acids hit you and begin sizzling your skin. The corpses fly out, and then the whole room becomes covered in bile, like all over the ground, and the ground begins bubbling a little bit. And you see corpses sort of hit the ground with a wet thud, like a, and they slide across, and they're like sort of digested partially, so they kind of can see skull, and just they all slide across the floor, and they cover everything, wall, ceiling, whatever's left. The room gets filled with this spray of bile. And then the froghemoth is like, and then blink, it turns invisible.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Not really hungry anymore, turns out.
And Nash, since you're the one mainly standing out in the open with an eyesight, you feel something come at you. We're gonna have to make a grapple context as an invisible tentacle fires out in your direction.
Oh my gosh. Disconnected or connected to the beast? I guess we don't know it's invisible.
It's definitely the beast's tentacles.
Okay.
So I'll need you to make either a dexterity or a strength check to contest the grapple with disadvantage because it's an invisible assailant.
Either one, or either way I suck at either of these stats. So here we go. Well, one of my dies was an 18, but one of them was a 4.
Okay, so 4 it is. Plus whatever modifier.
I have... Oh, hey, hold on. +0 on that. Put that on there.
So you guys just see you guys see Nash just sort of go, whoop, and then he shoots up into the air. Whoa. I don't know if you're yelling. I don't want to do it. What do you sound like when that happens?
I go, whoa! Like that.
Yeah. And he's covered in bile, and he's floating up into the air, and he flies up, and then he sort of looks like he gets flung, and then he disappears.
I disappear?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in his mouth, aren't I?
Yeah. So if you want to get a sense of where you're at and what you're doing, you may now move to roll 20.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Chat room,
All
I'll
right.
figure out a way to show this in a minute. Right now, it's not.
Nash, it is your turn. You've just been flung into a froghemoth mouth. Now the teeth you're seeing on the map are actually rows and rows and rows of teeth.
Yeah.
You notice that you're on top of a giant tongue, and you see other pixie hulks sliding towards the back. Actually, I should move that correctly. You see they're sort of slipping and sliding back down the throat as you've just been flung in here. And you see anger and pain in their eyes, and they all look at you and see you. They look like they maybe want to come after you.
Talk to him.
All right.
Hold their hand. Tell them the sun's getting low.
Wow. I really can't wait for you all to join me. Really. I want you all in here. This is some Yogg Saron business. Okay, oh my lord, I don't know what to do here. Okay, so 3 of them coming at me.
Yeah, but they appear to be struggling. It's difficult terrain in there, it looks like. And
Okay.
they're like lying on the ground and sort of on the ground, on the bottom of the gums and on the tongue, and they're trying to pull themselves out of the mouth. They see you, and they're also enraptured by violence towards you, as is their nature. But they're
Okay.
also slowly slipping back too into the throat.
I'm going to err on the side of safety here. Without my friends, I don't feel good about trying to battle some mouth BS, so I'm going to cast Alter Self on myself.
Okay.
I want to assume the form or the look of these creatures so that they think I'm one of them. Let's see. Let's change appearance, transform your appearance. You decide what you want to look like, including your height, weight, facial features, sound of your voice, hair length, coloration, and so on. Yeah, so I'm just going to do that, and there's no... you don't throw anything,
Remember,
or you don't roll anything.
You're aware that something weird is going on with the magical field.
Well, shit
Still
donkeys,
a
then.
reminder. Yeah.
Well, let me think of all the things I can do that aren't magic related. None. All right. Well, in that case, that sounds like a real warning to me. So I am going to do something basic and hurl a firebolt at them, at the one in the middle.
Okay.
Because if this fizzles out, at least I don't lose a slot for it.
Sure. All right. Make your attack roll.
All right. Okay, that would be a 17.
Okay. So as you go to cast the firebolt, all of a sudden, springing forth from your fingers, a musician appears, floating. Dun, 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 dun. And then a second musician and a whole orchestra shoots out from your fingers. Dun, 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 dun. And it fires towards the Pixie Hulk, and he gets hit with an orchestra. Deal 4d10 damage, please.
Hold on, I'm getting
Oh,
into
wow.
this. I
Classy.
assume that's what they're playing, right? Something soft
Matches
and...
some
I was thinking more dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun,
okay.
dun, 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 something epic and fighty.
I don't have that handy. All right.
They could be doing some sort of lament, some nocturne.
So wait, sorry. What did you say my... what was the damage?
4d10, please.
4d10?
No.
Oh, my lord. Really? You really are trying to kill us. Okay.
Oh, so it looks like you're trying to kill somebody with an orchestra.
Yeah. You're
Uh,
the violent one.
20
And you're probably going to kill the orchestra, too.
They were just existing.
23 is the big fat
All right.
number.
So the orchestra, one musician at a time, hits the Pixie, and it threatens to knock him back. Yep, and he definitely falls to his face as he's just pummeled with the orchestra, and him and the orchestra go sliding down the throat, not to be seen again.
Okay, they're gone then.
Yeah, and the orchestra. And as the orchestra hits the throat, you hear, "Oh no! What's?" Ah! You hear the screaming from
Wow.
the orchestra,
Okay.
and then a bunch of instruments making noise, and timpanis crashing, and cymbals and everything else as it goes sliding down your throat, his throat. The froggy misses.
All right. Very realistic illusion. I like it. All right. But I'm okay. I'm standing where I'm at still. I'm not sucked down with him or anything.
Well, let me know when your turn is over, and I'll give you the bad news.
Oh, shit. I would like to try to... Well, you tell me if I can do this, but I would like to go to this tooth and hold on.
How many scores was that?
3.
Okay.
And just see if I can grapple that little inside, or that little, whatever those are called in the front and the bottom.
All right. Make a strength check, please.
Okay.
Athletics, I mean, to hold on.
Oh, athletics, eh? Another +0. Sweet. Hold on a second. 14. It's not bad.
All right, you go to hang on. So you make your way like, and your feet kind of sink into the tongue a bit. Like it's not like a solid surface. You like, it's like walking in mud as you walk on the pads of the tongue, and then try and grab onto the tongue, and then the mouth sort of goes. I'll need you to make a dexterity save, please.
Okay. Another real banger for me. 7.
All right. As you do that, you're unable to hold on as the tongue forces the food back, and you fall back 25 feet.
Shit.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. And these two chuckleheads are still here?
Yep, they're fighting back as well.
All right. Well, I think that's
All right.
my turn.
Stanley, it's your turn.
It is?
Wait,
Didn't I-
no, sorry, it's Hope's turn. My bad.
Okay.
I gave Nash a turn
Was
for like no
Pharrell
reason.
before me? I was first.
I basically gave Nash. I skipped everyone and we jumped down to
It was
Nash
a great
again.
story.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah,
did
it's
do
fine,
that.
but you're gonna miss the turn now.
That's
Hope
fine.
is
Get
your
mouth actions.
That's fine.
That's true.
Malfunctions.
That's
So Hope,
true.
you look around the corner and you see Nash has been swallowed by the froghemoth. The
Which is
froghemoth.
invisible. Everything's invisible, and Varel's standing out there slashing at air
You can
now,
see-
I'm
you-
assuming.
No, blood is still shooting from an invisible
Oh.
spot in the world where he's sinking his half-visible sword into
All the
something.
same, I'm gonna see Varel going for his glory. I'm gonna mentally cheer him on, and then I'm gonna head for the double doors where Stanley is.
Okay, so you make it's difficult terrain and you're a little farther out, so you can make it halfway there.
Okay, cool.
All right, so you move halfway there. Anything else you'd like to do? Still have action.
What if I use a dash? Could I then make it all the way there?
Yes, you could.
Okay, cool. So I'll make my action a dash, and I'll double the
Okay,
movement.
so you run towards the door. They're
When I
heavy,
get there,
wooden and steel.
I'll start helping Stanley take the hula hoops off.
Okay. Well, you've already used your action, so you'll be of little help in this regard.
Okay, I'll be ready to help take the hula hoops off.
All right, Varel, it is your turn.
All right. I will yell, Nash, you glorious bastard! Get him from the inside! And I will. I have a gash, right? That I've started?
You have a gash. Yes.
Oh,
You're
gosh.
you have him grappled. I mean, you can't really grapple him down because he's too large for you, but you have it sunk in and you're cutting.
Yeah. All right. Hoop, I have it in, and I'll dig more through it and try to just carve a big old hole that I can get bullets and other things shot into.
Make your rolls with advantage as you attack.
Excellent. A 22
Mm-hmm.
for the first and a 24 for the second.
Okay. Roll the damage dice.
Right. Is 11 plus 4, 15 plus rage, so 17 for the first hit,
Okay.
and 14 for the second, so 31 total.
Okay. Perfect. All right. You cut out a big old hole in his stomach as you slash and cut and slash and cut, and now everyone, Stanley and Hope, you can kind of see this sort of circle in the invisibility where it's basically fatty tissue, but also blood, and sort of there's a waterfall of blood, of green red, mozzarella like blood, and it's just Varel's basically showering in it at this point.
Mozzarella type blood. Oh, melted
Yes.
cheese. Okay.
It's stringy. Yeah.
Okay.
Varel's basically showering in it.
Ugh.
Awesome. I will
Gosh.
do my bonus action as the grapple Maw Storm for 2 extra damage and
Okay.
maintain the grapple, and then I will use my movement to kind of follow the slash I've done. So now I'm sort of on the side of it, going to extend the slash, but I have moved out of the hole that I've moved. So moved aside 5 feet, basically.
All right, and you hear a satisfying as you know that now your cutting is physically harming it, and it's aware of it.
Awesome.
You feel it reverberate in the ground. The sound is so loud. Okay, Stanley.
I guess I'm going to take a turn pulling off hula hoops.
Okay, use your action. Use your action to remove hula hoops from yourself as you try and step out.
Yep. That's all I got, right? Because there were still a lot of them.
Yeah, there was
Okay.
8 of them, and you're tangled up in them. So you.
Well,
use your
yeah, but I
action-
mean, like ones on my arms, I could just let my arms drop and those
Sure,
would
but the
fall
one on
off,
your
right?
neck and the one on your
Okay.
leg,
Okay.
you're kind of tripping over them. They're not really, you're having a hard time with them.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's it. Because there's nothing else I can really do.
Okay, perfect.
Can you hear Nash from inside going? No.
Nope, I
No,
can't.
He can't hear you. It's too loud. The chainsaw's too loud. All you can hear is and Varel yelling in enthusiasm.
I can't hear our eaten comrade.
All right, and then as you say that, 2 holes sort of blow open near you on either side of the T junction. You can't see what it is, but Hope, I'm going to need you to make a disadvantage strength grapple contest with me, please, or dexterity.
Sorry, dexterity or strength.
Yeah.
Let's see. 9.
Sorry, it could be acrobatics or athletics, I believe.
Oh,
I'll have to look that up. I'm not sure if it's the
athletics.
skill. No, it's just a check. It's dexterity or strength. It's not the.
Okay,
sorry.
cool.
I don't know that you
9
can have
still
proficiency.
stands.
Okay, perfect. So all of a sudden, Stanley, as you take off the hula hoops, you see Hope sort of just like get squeezed into a sort of shape, like a straight pencil shape, and then go flying into the air. And you hear her yell, perhaps, or say nothing.
Oh yeah, I curse real loud.
Yeah, you hear "Fah!" Not the rest of the word, but you hear the first half of the word, and and she goes flying into the air, and then it looks like she gets launched, and then she disappears. As you see a row of teeth and tongue and. Now, Stanley, just as you're watching on in horror, you feel something assailing you from behind. And I'll need you to make a grapple check, please.
Okay.
With disadvantage
Ah, crumbs. Okay.
from an invisible assailant.
Mm. It can be dexterity or strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
15.
Okay. So you get grabbed up. Your body's forced into like, and then you feel yourself flying through the air. Do you have anything to say?
Well, shit.
And then you go sailing through the air, and then you hit your face on something wet.
You should have
All
done
right.
like Goofy. Should have gone woo like that as you got thrown up.
All right, you guys both land prone inside the mouth. Varel, you feel as well that you can sense, like your lizard-like hunter senses that something invisible is coming to attack you. And just as you turn around, you feel it begin to touch you. Strength or dexterity grapple contest with me, please.
Go. $24.
It's pretty
Okay.
good.
And you dodge out of the way quickly enough, keeping your sword still lodged in the stomach as an invisible thing flies by. And then, actually, at that point, the frog hemoth blinks back into existence, and you see the tentacle just go fly past you and miss. Okay, so now it is Hope's turn, because Nash, we did your turn early, so we're back to Hope.
That's fine.
Hope, you were face down in tongue, and you peel your face off of it. You see that you're stuck. You see Nash sort of walking like perilously on the tongue, and you turn around and look, and you see 2 pixie hulks just hanging on by a thread towards the back of the throat.
She's gonna shake her head and she's gonna pull out her Bowie knife, and still prone, she's just gonna start stabbing the inside of the mouth.
Okay, make your attacks. You can make them with advantage. It's pretty easy to hit this thing.
Awesome. Let's see. The first one would be a 14,
Mm-hmm.
and then a natural 20.
Okay, roll your damage dice.
Okay, let's see. So for the first one, we're looking at 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one, 16 damage.
Okay, so 7 and 16 is like 23. All right, so you begin just stabbing the tongue, and then you feel the ground shake, and then you feel the tongue sort of pull on you. I'll need you to make a Constitution save, please,
Okay.
or a Dexterity save. Sorry, Dexterity.
17.
Okay. You're barely able to hang on, and you slide back 10, but you do slide back 10 feet.
Okay.
As you drag your knife and open up the tongue on the way down, the tongue pushes you back. Okay, Varela, it is your turn.
Excellent. You said this is all fat at the moment that I'm probably going through, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, seeing my truly brave companions deftly dive into the mouth to do maximum damage, I am going to resolve to make the exit and dig for the stomach.
Okay. Perfect. Make your attack rolls.
So instead of continuing the hole that I've already, no longer opening the hole, this is me just, and then I'm just gonna try to go in there, and I'd like to kind of and just start drilling, into this thing, and if I got a foot on it, I'm climbing up in it too, because I want to reach that stomach.
Perfect. Roll an attack. Roll your attack rolls.
Will, do I get advantage anymore? Or?
You do. This is easy. You're right in there. It's not hard to hit at all.
Awesome. A natural 20
Mm-hmm.
and a 25.
All right. Roll your damage dice.
What's our rule for 20 or double? Double
It's
dice.
double damage dice. Yeah.
Cool.
Congrats on your critical hit.
You did it.
15, ding, ding, ding. 19, 21 for the first hit.
Mm-hmm.
8, 12. 21, 16, 37 points of damage.
Jeez.
37. All right. You cut in even deeper. Now, the only thing that's left visible is your legs as you sort of work your way into its stomach.
Like a little tick.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm completely surrounded by it, kind of propping it up on my shoulders, the whole
on
I
either,
made.
yeah. You got your elbows and there's fat on either side as you cut in and you start getting real blood.
I wanna solidify my hole a little bit. I'm gonna do my fire burst inside here.
Perfect.
Cauterizing as he goes. This is great.
Yep, exactly. And your flame goes out and starts to charboil everything. It smells like cooked frog.
Awesome.
3 damage, right?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Anything else you'd like to do, Chef Farrell?
No, my movement is advancing into the hole, so that's everything.
All right. So we're back.
Hold on, I gotta mark that. That was funny. Okay, keep going.
We're back to Nash.
His advancement to the hole. All right. Okay, we're all in the mouth now. Well, not everybody, but all right. It worked last time. I'm gonna do another firebolt and hope that it's another band.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how many musicians have to die to get me out of here. I'm getting out of here.
And I figured, Nash is thinking this, and he figures he can't be real musicians. It's not like they were performing at some stage and suddenly were teleported here. And if they were, he'll deal with that later. So for now, it's just for some reason they pop out, and maybe they will this time, maybe they won't. So I'm going to cast a fireball, and I'm going to roll 18 to hit.
Okay. So you go to fire the firebolt out, and nothing comes out, but also no band, and you're not quite sure what happened.
Oh, shit.
Then you feel something weird in your shoulder. There's something moving on your shoulder underneath your cloak,
Okay.
and you can kind of feel like you can control it, but you're not sure what you're controlling.
It's something on my cloak?
In your cloak on the back, like if you look at me, it's like under the cloak on the back. You're not quite sure what it is.
And this is my cloak with all the cool stuff on it that you're talking about?
Yeah, it's under your cloak, like in
Oh.
your clothes.
Oh,
Like there's something in
jeez.
your clothes moving around.
Front
You
or
don't know what it is.
front or back? You say back?
Back, like on your shoulder.
All right, I just
The
make
back of your
I make
shoulder.
this sound. I go, "Yep," and I try to look and see what it is, and I can't. I don't know. What am I looking at? What do I see?
Okay, well, you want to look in your clothes?
Yeah, I'm gonna like
what is
kind
it?
of scramble and pat around.
You look
with
in
my
your
hands.
clothes and you see a baby hand has grown, like a baby arm has grown out of your shoulder. It's just sort of reaching as you sort of open it up,
Going for a
and
high
it,
five.
it touches your face and just feels it. But then you feel like you can control it.
Okay.
Give it a knife, extra attack.
So there's like a little, like Stitches has that little arm up on his shoulders like that.
Maybe it's a baby hand. It looks like it belongs to a newborn baby.
And I
It's on
can
your
control it, but only as far as I could control a vestigial hand. Like I
Well, it's
can't.
new to you, so it feels weird. But you think about opening and closing the hand, and it seems to obey.
Oh. I'm just trying to think what I could do with it here.
Clean your ears.
Okay. I don't know what to do with the hand. I mean, I can't. I'm gonna. Okay.
It's just what happened. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna think a thing, and you tell me if it's possible. I wish really hard, and all of Magard's brain just is on fire with this one simple thought. I want this hand to fly forward and punch one of those things in the face. Does it do?
Okay.
Will it do that?
It'll take an action, but because this is your first turn, we'll give you the free action.
Okay.
So it attempts to punch forward, but it's really small, and it just sort of misses, and then it whips back and punches yourself in the face.
Aww.
Any damage from that?
No damage.
Does it say Quaid as it does it? No? Okay.
It doesn't have a mouth.
All right.
And it doesn't have the psychic ability to speak.
All right, then I guess that's my very disappointing turn.
Okay.
I don't know what
I
else
need
to
you to
do.
make a dexterity save, please.
Okay. 10.
Okay. So the tongue again, the whole room sort of shakes. The mouth shakes, and it goes, and the tongue forces the food back 1, 2, 3, 4, 25 feet as you crash into the pixie Hulk in front of you, and the pixie Hulk looks at you and he gets his fist ready.
All right.
And he misses it. He punches tongue, and then you feel the room shake as he punches the tongue, and he as well gets forced back, and he sort of slides, and you see the pixie Hulk going as it tries to grab onto the tongue, but the tongue and throat is just too much muscle forcing it back, and it slides down the throat.
Okay. Can I do I have any movement left?
You do.
All right. Well, I would like to.
You can move 3 squares. It's difficult terrain.
Right. I'd like to just keep moving back. So there's my 3.
Okay.
Wait, that's 2 because I was here, and I moved 2, so I'm moving there. Okay.
All right. Stanley.
All right. I would like to difficult terrain myself over to this tooth,
Okay.
and I would like to take out my dagger
Mm-hmm.
and stab it into the gums as like an anchor.
Okay. So you're looking to make an anchor for yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Or into the base of the tooth, actually. Try
Okay.
to anchor onto the tooth.
So let's do. Well, knives don't really go into tooth that easily.
I
that
don't
what
know.
you're
How's
doing,
its
the tooth or the
how's its
gums?
dental hygiene, Bo? Does it?
I
have
mean,
nice,
so you're looking at. It's
pristine-
like I said on the map. You're looking at teeth, but there's several rows of teeth.
Oh,
So it's
okay,
foggy
right.
This is just how the map looks. So you can still sink it into a tooth or the gum, your choice.
Okay. Well, if the teeth look like a knife would go into it, I would go for that. If they're like, if they look like they're hard like knives, then I'd go for gums.
Yeah, I think no teeth. They don't look like they're pierced easy. They're made
Okay.
of,
Then
like the
we'll
enamel
go
on
for
it
the
and stuff.
gums.
It's like looking at. I don't know what are teeth made out of again.
Enamel.
Like, I know there's enamel. Yeah, but like
That's around the tooth.
it's like
It's
piercing
calcium.
rock. Like it's
Oh,
like
right.
it's mineral or it's hard. Like I don't know that you could pierce it with a knife.
My doctor calls it bone, but I don't know if he's right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
My
but-
dentist gets into teeth pretty good, but I'll go gums. Gums. It's easier. Then we don't have to
The
figure
answer,
it out.
the honest answer is I don't know. We go into the gums.
We
Okay,
go into the
perfect.
gums.
Gingivitis.
You
Do
could
need me to
go in
roll?
there if you wanted to. I just need to determine the difficulty.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Do I need to roll anything or just
You
stab?
do
him in the gums?
a
Okay.
strength check for how firmly you plant the knife in.
Oh, strength check. Well, prepare to be dazzled. Is it strength or athletics?
Strength.
Okay, 16.
All right. You sink the knife in and you wedge it in very deep, all the way up to the hilt.
Great.
It's in there pretty deep. The flesh looks soft and malleable. You're not sure if it'll hold, but it's in there very deep.
Okay. That is the end of my usefulness.
Okay. Now the mouth sort of, you feel the tongue like swish around, and then it heaves back and attempts to swallow what's in the mouth. I need everyone to make a dexterity save again, please. Or in your case, a strength check, John, because you're holding onto a knife.
Oh, great. I shouldn't have done this. It's actually harder for me to maintain.
4.
Well, you can choose to let go of the knife and do a dexterity save. I'll give you that choice.
I don't want to lose another dagger bow. I like my daggers a lot.
16.
11.
Hope you stay put. Nash and Stanley, you move back 30 feet. 1, 2,
Does the
3.
dagger come with me?
Nope. Did you use a strength? Yeah, nope. The dagger stays planted. Remove it from your inventory until you pick it up again.
You jerk.
You move. Both Nash and Stanley slide back down the throat as they get near the edge, and you can start feeling this. It's way more slippery. The farther in you get, the more slippery the surface gets. There's like a mucous membrane on top of this part of the tongue, making it hard. Like you try to grab tongue, and you just come up with a handful of like goop in your hands.
So
And
wait,
the
having
third-
the dagger in didn't even give me advantage? There
No.
was no advantage to having that in there?
No.
Okay.
I mean, and, like, for strength, if you wanted something to hold on to, you could use strength to resist the pull instead of, your ability to
All right.
be nimble.
I'll
And the
be
last of the
nimble.
pixie hulks goes, and then just gets slides down and swallows back. You see sort of slide down. He's like, ah! As he slides into the throat. Okay. Hope, it is your turn.
All right.
Oh, wait, I forgot one thing. Sorry, I apologize, because it's this thing's turn. Varel, as you dig in deeper, the tentacles now focus on you, and you feel it like it's, when you pick your belly button,
Ew.
Sure.
it begins picking its giant hole in the stomach,
Oh.
trying to get you out of it. We'll need to make a strength grapple as multiple tentacles come to stop you from what you're doing.
Do people,
All right.
Do people do that?
I guess so. You never seen anyone pick their belly button?
No. I've never done that.
Me neither. Why are we talking about this?
Oh. Ugh.
Who does that?
23.
Got to get the lint out of there if you have any. Okay.
Yeah, if you've never done that, Scott, it might be an adventure if you try.
Oh.
I assume if you have an Audi, it's not a problem that you have.
Well, I don't have an
Now
Audi.
I know.
I don't have an Audi, but I have a weird. There's a story for another day.
Now I need to know.
Here's
All
a
right,
baby
I'll tell you,
Audi-
it's really
baby
fast.
Audi.
When I was born, the umbilical cord got cut funny because the doctor was an idiot, and so I still have part of an umbilical cord sort of mashed up in there, and it's a weird little space now. It looks like there's a tiny little letter inside of a slot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Like a little
You got
mail
lint
letter
in
at the
Yeah,
school.
okay, I get it. Yeah.
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 I was thinking like B.
What letter of the alphabet is this?
No, there's a letter. It's it's a Dear Martha.
Yeah, it's actually like a little envelope in my slot.
Okay, so the tentacles begin picking at it, and this one you sort of are able to dodge and swat away. A second one follows up. We'll have to do it again.
All right, again. 14.
Okay, you're able to again swat off another tentacle that it's picking, but two more tentacles come and split the hole open a little bit wider, and a third one gets its way in for another
All
one.
right. Natural 20.
All right, and you're able to kick that one away and firmly plant yourself in the fat of the stomach of the beast. Okay, now Hope, it is your turn.
All right, cool. So what I'm gonna do is, remembering Varel's battle outside, I'm gonna stand up and then I'm gonna spend my move to head to where the thing's lips would be, with the intention of, as my turns happen, crawling out of the mouth and maybe joining Varel at the bottom.
Okay, so you see where the lips are on the map, right? So you can
Yeah.
move. It's difficult terrain, so you can move 3 spaces with your regular move.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, and that'll be my turn.
You can use a dash action on your turn if you wanted to move the rest of the way.
I think I was still prone as the thing, so I had to stand up.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I didn't realize that, but now that you mention it, yes, that sounds right. Thank you. Okay. Varel, it is your turn.
All right. How's progress?
I mean, you're fully in the stomach fat at this point.
Yeah.
You're on a little passage. You cut
Sweet.
your way in, several meters.
Cool. Then I continue. Let's
Yep.
let's keep digging.
Okay.
I just want to I'm going to spring the leak, right? Like just drain the stomach out this hole. Engage my 15 minutes of breath holding because I don't want to eat pixie acid when I find it. All right. 26 for the first hit and 11 for the second attack.
Okay, perfect. 26 for the first hit, 11 for the second attack. Okay, 11 is not going to hit, but 26 for sure.
Cool. That would be 11 points of damage on that.
Mm-hmm.
And flame burst my progress and proceed however deep I can.
All right, so you cut your way even deeper. Now you're making sort of footholds on the ground as you're just in this passage. It becomes dark with only light behind you. Yeah, for now, that's it.
If it's collapsing, I would use my sword as the brace like you're doing in a mine.
Okay, you've used your action, so you can't ready that, but I appreciate that you say that because we can discuss that as that comes up.
Cool.
For sure. It's good to have that in mind, though. Absolutely. Nash, it is your turn.
Okay.
You're now sliding down the mouth prone. You can barely see the light of the keep out the mouth as the mouth opens up.
All
And
right.
chucks a new pixie in. And that pixie lands face down on the tongue.
All right. I would like to move 1, 2, 3 there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to tear off. How long would it take me to make a knot?
So wait, you have to use half your movement to stand up.
Oh, do I?
So that's 15 feet, leaving you with 15 feet remaining. So you could only move 1 square from your spot.
Oh, my
Just use
lord,
the dash
really?
Action. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to move there.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tie a knot? Can I rip off one of my rope patches and tie a knot in the same turn? Like make a lasso?
To rip off the thing, does it cost an action to take off
No.
the thing, or is it like a free action?
It's a free action according to the
Yeah,
description.
I think you can just quickly just rip it off then. That's fine. So
Okay.
you could use that item in whatever action you were using that same turn.
I'm gonna rip that. I'm gonna rip off one of my ropes, my 50-foot ropes.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell, just when you thought we'd lost all hope, I went ahead and made a rope. And then I'm gonna take that thing, and I'm not gonna make a lasso out of it, cowboy style. I'm just gonna, because let's see, how many feet is this? Let me do a quick check. This is, yeah, I can easily do this. I'm gonna have it. I want to loop it so that it so that I can have it wrap around this tooth.
Okay.
And I'll toss the rope, and you'll make me roll however I need to for this, but I want to throw a rope around it. I wish I could draw this, but basically
You want to make a lasso and do a cowboy thing where you go yeehaw and then throw the lasso on the rope and then make a
on
thing
the
that
tooth.
you
Yeah, I want it to become an anchor so that we'll quit slipping past there, and we can get Stanley and Hope near it and try to create some anchor here.
Okay. It's an animal handling check, please.
Oh my lord. I don't have any bonus to that, so oh, I do. +1. What am I saying? Sorry. Never used it. This is the first time. Where the hell's my roll?
Yeah, we don't handle many animals because we have vehicles in this campaign.
Okay. Sorry. Ooh, 20. Well, not natural, but 20. 19 +1.
Okay. So you whip your hand around, and remember, these are not the teeth that we're seeing. They're rings of teeth, many teeth.
Right.
You make the lasso along one of the jagged, crooked teeth that looks like it would hold the weight of the lasso, and you lasso a tooth, and you now have a rope running from you to the lassoed tooth.
All right. For now, I'll just dig in and hold tight to the two sides of the rope. Or is it a full, like, lasso, one piece I'm holding it, the other part's just tightened around the tooth now? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, you're just holding it. So you've used your action to lasso the tooth at this point.
All right. Well, then I will just hold it and stand there, and
Okay,
hopefully these
and,
two will notice what I'm doing.
Let's see if. Yeah, there you go. I've put a little brown line where the rope is lassoed.
There's a lot of brown lines around Nash, but that's fine. We'll figure.
Okay,
which
so
one
at the end of the turn, I need you to make a dexterity save,
Okay.
please.
An 11.
Okay. The force of the tongue throws you back, and you hold on to the rope, and the rope begins to fray. You don't move back, however, the rope begins to already separate and come undone from the force of being pulled back and your weight on it.
Frack! It's a magic rope. Damn it.
It's still connected. It's a
right.
regular rope.
Okay.
It was created magically. Stanley, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna stand up and then use a dash action to move 5, 10, 15 to there, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, you have a bit more movement because
Was I not prone?
you have 30 feet of movement normally, and standing up costs half, so that gives you 15. If you use your dash, that means you get 45 of feet. So
Oh,
double movement speed means you've used 30 and you've still got 15 to go. So you can move one more square.
okay. I'll move there.
Perfect. All right. Okay. Very good. And as you do this, why is there lines everywhere all of a sudden?
And everything gets tied together. Nash turns into Spider-Man and webs the whole place.
There you go.
This pixie sort of stands up, tries to get his bearings, hears the commotion behind him, and makes a lunge for you, Nash.
Okay.
Now, moving in this direction, he lifts up off the ground with his wings, and he jumps onto you, and he makes an attack roll.
Fantastic.
All right, 11. That's not a hit, right?
No.
Okay.
Are we-
And then he attempts, as these pixie hulks do, to transform you, as his eyes glaze over into gray mist, and you see him attempt to make a transformation on you. Sort of, it's all just in one natural motion, but instead, he shoots out this sort of ray of ice, just sort of forms from his hands and his body, and he makes a large patch of ice on the tongue around himself. And he looks around in confusion and surprise, and he has to make a dexterity save, which he fails, and then he begins sliding down the ice down into the throat.
These guys are
Throat-
great.
The throat is now covered in ice,
Okay.
and it's very slippery to move. Okay. All right. Varel, the tentacles continue to attempt to extricate you from its flesh. We'll be making a series of strength checks.
All right. Natural 20.
16. Okay. Nope.
Jeez.
22.
24.
Okay. Yeah. Last one.
21.
20. Sorry. 20. 16 plus 6. 24.
That'd be my 21.
Okay. So you get grappled by one of them. Finally makes its way in its legs, and it appears to be tearing out some of its own flesh just to get you out, and it grabs you by the leg and then lifts you up into the air, and you see the froghemoth changing from blue to green, and he opens his mouth, and as he opens his mouth, wings appear on his back, and he begins to fly up in the air, and as quickly as you can see, the keep is now miles below you as he's like he begins flying up in the air, and he goes, huh? And wind sails past your ears as you're like, and you see Hope, Stanley, and Nash struggling in the mouth, and you fly into the mouth of the beast. The rest of you turn around and look and see Varel finally flying in, and you look outside and you see nothing but sky and desert everywhere.
I hear the Avengers theme in my head right now, and I'm not kidding. Like that, that thing. I'm totally hearing it.
And you sort of land gracefully and cool, like unlike everyone else, on top of the tongue, sword in hand,
One knee down.
Ha ha.
That whole
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Like Thor. That's great.
Hero pose.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Hope it is your turn.
Okay, we are clearly up in the air now. Hope will watch as Varel's dropped in. So, did you cut the stomach open?
Progress has been made.
Okay. And she'll slowly make her way over to the rope that Nash is holding on to.
Okay.
We'll slide over, grab onto that.
Perfect.
And so, what next? And then it'll be Hope's turn.
All right. Varel, it is your turn. You may answer.
All right. I've started the exit, and I will dig my sword into the tongue and just start running towards the back of the throat.
Okay.
And
Perfect. You find it
I-
easier to run towards the back of the throat than it would be away, so you get your full movement.
Cool. I wouldn't call this an attack either. I'm just dragging my sword, letting it take, whatever cuts on the tongue it does. And as I reach the back, I turn around, dig in, and place my weight and just want to rip the back of the throat as I just start sliding.
Okay. Perfect. And it pierces ice. Make your attack rolls, please.
All right. 18 for the first one,
Okay.
and 12 for the second.
All right. Perfect. So the first one doesn't hit, but you manage to get your sword into the ice and into the tongue, and you just run it on the ground. Roll your damage dice.
All right.
You run it through the tongue and then jump up and just jab it into the back of the throat. Or not the back of the throat, but the back of the tongue.
Yeah. All right, that would be 8. So 12 points of damage, and then I'll engage Maw Storm for the grapple as I
Okay.
pull my weight into
I'll
it.
make the saving throw. Failed.
Cool. 3
Okay,
extra points of damage.
So you open it up while it's sunk into the back of the tongue.
Yeah.
All right, so you open it up and go, and you just see Varel muscles rippling underneath the scales. He's going, and then you hear the Froghemoth, and the room shakes and belts left and right, and the mouth opens up, and it almost feels like you're going to all spill out, but then it closes up again, and then there's a big swallow. I need everyone to make dexterity or strength saves. Strength if you're holding on to something, otherwise it's dexterity.
Is there any advantage that we're holding the rope or no?
You get to use strength in lieu of dexterity.
7.
Lame.
19.
Nat 20.
Okay.
16.
The force of this one is strong. Hope and Nash, the rope rips, and both Hope and Nash go flying into the throat and disappear from view.
Shit.
Well, you hang on, just still your friends fly past you into the throat. You pay them no mind. Stanley, you see this as well. It's concerning.
Are me and Hope holding hands as we fly down the throat?
You can.
Okay.
You
Can
You want to hold hands, Nash?
Does the song "I Will Remember You" play in our heads as we do it? Remember you.
Those fairies are falling by us. Remember me.
A little chicken.
All right, we're gonna be switching back and forth between a couple of battle maps, so we'll go back and forth here. But
Just close your eyes, Nash. It's gonna be
to
alright.
so this map here that you're on is a vertical view. It's vertical, so you're now falling down some sort of trachea or esophagus. No, trachea. Whatever, swallowing hole.
Where was this? Where?
It's in roll 20. Oh, wait, I gotta move you to it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
It's a vertical view.
Yeah.
And you can see pixies falling as you also fall down.
That's awesome. All right.
Okay, back to the tongue. So you're out of the turn order for now, you guys. Stanley, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna move and get my dagger back. That was so useful, and resheath it. And then I don't know. Would I still have an action after that?
You picked up an item that is interacting with an object. You get to interact with an object for free, so that's a free action.
Okay. Well, yeah, but taking out the another weapon would be another action. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just stab it out of frustration with the dagger
Okay. Make an
instead of
attack roll.
sheathing it. I just hit it.
Okay.
13.
All right, you hit it. Roll your damage dice.
Oh crap, that one went right on the floor. That's gonna be 6 damage.
All right, you do 6 damage to the gums.
When I stabbed the gums before, did that do damage?
No.
Okay, cool. Nope, that's it.
All right. Varel, he's swallowing again first. So I'll need everyone to make either a strength or a dexterity save.
When you say everyone, just him and Hope. right?
Everyone available on the table on
All
this
right.
map still. Varel
Okay.
and Stanley.
20,
10.
not natural.
10. Varel, your grip from the sword breaks as you're swallowed back and the sword remains lodged in its throat.
Oh no.
No.
And you slide down the throat.
No.
And what did you roll, Stanley?
20, not natural.
Okay. You're still hanging out by the tooth then.
Yeah.
Varel, your heart is you're now concerned as the sword is gone, but you're sliding down this pink, slimy, wet tube, making your way inside the Froghemoth. You are now on this map, which we will flip to, just so you can. I guess you had a look anyways before, but
It's like one of those antacid commercials in the 80s. When they show a side view of somebody's esophagus and gut. This is awesome. I love it.
there you
Are we
You
glowing
see-
blue or red? What back pain do we have?
I used to
All
love
right.
those.
So Stanley, your friends are gone. It is your turn again.
All right, I'm gonna go over to Mawstorm, which I think I can do because I'm going towards the throat. That makes
Yeah,
it easier, right?
That's right. Yeah, you can
All right.
slide your way down the ice patchy tongue as it's melting and there's water everywhere now, turning back into mucus.
I'm gonna pull Mawstorm free and take a swing at the tongue with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a two-handed weapon
Yeah,
and it requires strength.
yeah.
So I think you just add your strength modifier to the roll. I don't think you're proficient with two-handed weapons.
Well, hold on, let me check. Proficient with the longsword, rapier, short sword, and simple weapons. Is it any of those?
Varel?
It is a melee weapon greatsword.
Nope, not proficient with it. Just gonna swing it a little bit.
All right, make your roll.
I rolled a 9.
All right, you fail to pierce gum as you just sort of whack it and it goes. Makes
Okay,
a wet
good.
sound as it feels like it's kissing each other.
That's it.
All right.
Healthy gums.
Make another dexterity saving throw, please.
Uh, 14.
Okay. This time, the force of the throat, you're unable to resist any longer, and you're in the more slippery, swallowy area of the mouth, and it easily pops you up into the air and sucks you into its throat. Now, for a full 30 seconds, everyone is descending through this passage of horror.
Are we
You're
dropping?
You're dropping, but you're sort of stuck to the sides.
Okay.
So you're not in free fall. It's sort of slowing the friction on the sides, sort of slowing your fall.
Can I try to use my metal arm to punch into the soft side and slow the descent even more?
Okay, sure. You want to? Yeah.
Oh,
Make a
athletics.
athletics roll, please.
Oh, cool. Oh, no. 10.
Okay. Well, you're able to. You try to punch, but you're not able to penetrate the mucous membrane of the throat. But you grab onto it, and you're able to. Who does that in like superhero movies? They grab onto this, like Hulk, in Avengers 1, where he's grabbing onto the wall while he's falling.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
kind of doing that, pulling on mucous membrane, leaving these long strands, and it is slowing your fall as you fall down. You're holding Nash by the hand.
Okay.
Yeah, so your descent is slowing as you scrape down by the hand, and eventually you get to an opening. So you guys, I'm showing you on the map, but you're not there yet. Okay, Stanley and Varel. You get to the opening, and this is a vertical view. Remember, and you are here. I'm going to put that reminder right there.
Vertical view.
And you're hanging onto the side at this point, just gripping onto the side of the mucous membrane. Below you, you see a bubbling pool of stomach bile.
Oof.
And you see there's corpses of pixies in floating in the bile.
I would also like to dig my claws of Vorel into the wall, but not so much for damage, of course. I want to maintain my orientation while I'm falling, so I have a general idea of where I made the hole and what is the
Okay.
front of the creature.
Gotcha.
That's a good
Okay,
idea.
make an athletics check, please.
Cool.
This is very Wolverine of you.
A 20, not natural.
Okay. You successfully do that, and you grab onto the wall and slow your descent, orient yourself in the way that you'd like, which is it head first or head up?
If I was holding on the Moss Storm, I would have lost my grip while up, so
Okay.
I am feet first. And I've got, if we're out of turn order, I've got 4 rounds of rage left. So
Yeah,
if
we're out
we're
of turn
falling,
order. Yeah.
if we're falling together, I'm just every 6 seconds, poof, 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 hitting flames
Laser
out
light
around
show.
me.
So Stanley, as you descend, you just see like this bouts of concerning flame, but you're not sure who that's from as you descend. But you never seem to encounter it as you slide down. Vorel, eventually you slide down. You see Hope and Nash hanging on, and you're able to just slow yourself just enough, get you stopped just above hanging onto the mucous membrane. Stanley, your descent is tumultuous. Is there anything you'd like to do while you descend?
I'd try to grab onto anything I see that I can grab onto.
There's nothing but the webbed, snotty skin.
What about
on
my
this
friends?
thing.
Can I grab one of them and have them do the work?
So after 30 seconds of horror passing through this canal, you eventually, it seems to open up and you see a pool of green bile bubbling. The place smells. There's a sense of gas. And as you fall, you notice they're all hanging on. And if you impact them, you might knock them all into the bile.
I mean, I want to not fall into bile, so I think I would still. And I have Moss Storm, so I would have Moss Storm in one hand and grab with the other, and I would probably try to grab Vorel and see if I can return Moss Storm to him.
Okay. So you see Stanley eventually descend from above you, Vorel. He makes an attempt to grab you, and you're now going to have to make a strength check as his weight and the weight of Moss Storm threaten to rip you from your grip from the wall.
Has it been 4 times? So that'd be 32 seconds.
I mean, it's been about 20 seconds.
Okay, cool. So I can have advantage for my last round of rage, basically.
Sure. Yeah.
Excellent. I hold on tight with a 26.
Okay, perfect. So how do you exactly land on Vorel, Stanley?
I mean, I would try to grab whatever was outstretched if he had like a hand.
Like with the hand, or are you going to put your arm around his neck? Or
arm around the tail.
Okay. So very awkwardly,
Hug the tail.
rather than grab with the hand, he aims to put a one-armed hug on your tail, and with the strength of your tail, you manage to be able to hold him up. And so now he's here, sort of dangling from your tail. And you're all hanging onto the side of this mucous membrane throat.
And
It's
then-
trachea for eating, right?
Trachea
Esophagus
is
for breathing?
the esophagus is breathing.
Yeah, of the Froghemus trachea, and everyone's dangling for dear life above a pool of green bile. I think we can take our break there.
Okay, yeah.
It's a halfway point of our
It's a
show.
great time to take a break. I love it. All right, we'll be back shortly, everybody. Quick 5-6 minute break or so, and we'll be back with more. There will be dungeons. Don't go anywhere.